Thank you, Marley. Did you have a good break? Yeah. Good snacks. Yeah. Well, I must say, after kind of having the time we had this morning, I feel very honored to share this day with so many courageous and humble people. And the willingness to be vulnerable here has kind of inspired me. Wasn't what I expected on a TED Day, and I think it's so valuable and so core, so it's a real honor to stand here right now. And I was originally going to be here by myself, and it's fitting that we start this community portion not standing here alone. I was able to convince Gentry to join me, and Wade flew all the way out from Brooklyn just to be here with us today. And so it's an honor to share this stage with my community, my musical community, the core of my musical community, Wade and Gentry. So as I think about the future and the kind of communities that we want to live in, I think about my children, and I'm oftentimes afraid. That fear, some of those glands that pop up on the screen show up for me when I think about the future, because I'm concerned about primarily, issues around the environment and our social issues that my kids are going to face in their lifetime. And I believe very deeply that we are going to have to drastically renovate our systems, our education systems, our government systems, our economic system, and our technologies to meet the challenges that we face and that my children will face. What we want to speak to today, however, is not about the systems themselves, but the transformations that we need to think about as human beings in community, so that we in our mind and our heart can really inform the kind of changes that we need to manifest. And so to do that, we're going to share some music. And what we really want to do is kind of invite you on a journey to where we can collectively imagine the kind of world that we want to live in. And to do this, we want to invite you on a journey into what we call the New Wilderness. And we call ourselves New Wilderness Project, and some people ask us, what that is all about. And I love it because it's an open-ended metaphor. And so many people have interpreted it in different ways. And I'd like to keep it open for you to place your own imagination upon it. But to help us begin, I want to kind of invite you, or maybe challenge you, to envision a world without borders. An absolutely borderless world. Imagine what borderless landscapes might look like. Borderless mindscapes. Borderless heartscapes. And when I speak to borders, well, first of all, I think just to add a little something to this, let's think about this as a place that no one owns, right? So if the borders are non-existent, nobody can lay particular claim to this place. It's a soulful commons, if you will. And when I speak to borders, I'm talking obviously about national borders and physical barriers that divide us, but I'm also talking about the mental barriers that divide us by race and by class and by religion, body types, sexual orientation, gender. We invent these barriers, and throughout history they remain and continue to grow and divide us. So I want to, just for the time that we're here, imagine that they aren't here with us, that we actually live in a place that's free, where we can manifest the kind of community that we want to live without barriers. I was intrigued by the idea of armor earlier, and I think the way that I would think about the barriers and the borders that we create in our world as manifestations of our cultural fear or our collective fear. Fear of one another, fear of death, fear of the future. So let's imagine this border landscape as a place where we challenge our own fears, where we meet our fears, and in so doing, we become ourselves, whole and universally interconnected, not just with the rest of humanity, but all of nature. And there's two aspects to this borderlessness. One is freedom, where we're free to really manifest the kind of life we want to live, where we create the kind of communities that we want to live in, where we can achieve our goals, where our needs are met to the point where we have freedom to explore our world and enjoy the beauty. But the freedom isn't the only thing. Freedom doesn't, people with a lot of money have been manifesting economic freedom, borderlessness in the world for a while now. But that kind of borderlessness is just the freedom part, freedom to make more money without barriers to money making more money. What we're talking about is freedom that's coupled with accountability. And so in a borderless world, we have to be accountable for our actions. And to be specific, we are not just accountable for our children, but all people's children. Please. I would like to imagine that. I'd like to see it. And not just children, but all living things. We are accountable to every living being on the planet. If we own a business and we profit from the labor of others, then we are accountable to those people, their families, and the future of their children. If we own businesses that profit from the extraction of resources from the landscape, or we drive cars, or we use those resources, we are accountable to the planet. We're accountable to ensure that when we leave a space, we leave it better than we found it. If we are lawmakers or citizens or voters, and there are people that are living in poverty in our community, it's our fault. If we have a microphone, like I have right now, or we have a pulpit in a place of worship, and we preach the evils, so-called evils of homosexuality, that all gay people are going to hell, we are accountable to those precious young gay people in our communities who are harmed by teachers, parents, peers, and themselves every day. We're responsible. So our voices have power. The way that we move through the world has power and has effects that ripple out from us and affect every other living thing and every aesthetic upon the planet upon which we walk. And in that sense, in this borderless world, we move through it, and our movements are sacred, and our actions are rituals.
So he speaks of rituals. We would like to offer ceremony into this space. Today, we find ourselves in the center of the four directions. We come from many places. We are all on various journeys upon roads and rivers. But we find ourselves here in this gathering place of the circle, a place also that has been caretaken for generations upon generations by Lummi, Nuksak, peoples. And I think I want to bring the honoring of all of our ancestors into this space. So if we can all close our eyes, think about the many ancestors who have had wonderful, powerful intentions and visions for who we could be and what our possibilities could be as a community, and to bring that power into this space and to carry forward that power through this sacred object, the shell, that transmits a sound, to give us momentum to influencing the many, many generations that will come after us. As I blow 2 times for balance, I'd like for us to think about that type of borderless respect, borderless honoring, and ultimately borderless love.
Preacher man with his brown eyes and his raised hands, and my mama sang the songs. Yeah. Well, Papa told the people that it was all alright. My mama made them feel it, and them poor kids can sing them spirit songs. Oh yeah. At the end of my dirt road, I couldn't play with this kid, 'cause his mama and papa didn't believe in the same things as my mama and papa did. When I walked up to Abraham's mama, I said, I know what you believe. You got every right to believe in it, but your 7-year-old son is a friend of mine, and I don't see the trouble, man. We get along just fine. She said, you don't believe in the same things as we believe, so there's nothing left for you to do here, boy, but leave. Yeah, leave. She said, leave. Yeah, leave. She sent me crying home to my mama, crying home to my mama, crying home to my mama. And my mama said to me that many, many rivers, and they all lead to the sea. Oh yeah, many, many rivers, and they all lead to the sea. Spent some days up in that long dirt road. I travel around the world. I got sisters and brothers of all colors, oh yeah. And I've seen the good things the faithful people can do, yeah, for the land, for their fellow man, with their healing hearts and their healing hands, yeah. But I've seen them barbed wire fences keeping neighbors from neighborhoods, keeping kids from doing what they should, yeah. Hanging out and working it all out, oh yeah. Said nobody's right and nobody's wrong. Terry Tempest Williams said we need space in between us just to get along. I've been on the inside and the outside and in between. I learned that nothing ever is exactly what it seems. I've seen scared and lonely people call themselves free. Righteous and pious people point their fingers at me, make me go crying home to my mama, crying home to my mama, crying home to my mama. And my mama says to me, yeah, many, many rivers, and they all lead to the sea. Yeah, many, many rivers, and they all lead to the sea. the Colorado, the Rio Grande, the Embudo River, and the Little Chelan, the Stillaguamish, the Tatsunchini, the Skokomish, the Snohomish, the Pilchuck, the Rogue, and the Rhine, where they make the wine, the Virgin River in Utah, and on up to the Arkansas, the Hamahama, the Biobio, the Limpopo, the Ohio, the Congo, the Kubongo, the Yangtze, and the Mackenzie, and the Missouri, and the Mississippi, the Trinity, and the Yukon, the Columbia, and the Mekong, the red, the white, and the green, the rivers I've seen, the snake, the deer, and the bear, there's rivers running everywhere, the river of the moon, the river of the sun, it don't really matter much which one, no, 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 no. We go down to the rivers, we get down on our knees, down to the rivers and down on our knees. Yeah. 'Cause there's a river for the Christians, a river for the Jews, there's a river for the Muslims and a river for the Hindus, a river for you, a river for me, many, many rivers, and they all lead to that sea.
Hey. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, I've been a river runner my whole adult life. I'm a commercial river guide on the Colorado River in Grand Canyon, and it doesn't pay crap, but I still do it because I love the place. And I've run a lot of rivers in my day, and they've helped me to become humble as a white man. It's not always easy.
That's right.
We're not taught to be humble or to descend, which is two of the lessons I've learned from rivers, and many of the lessons from rivers are about unlearning.
Hey.
Going downstream it's many things. But I guess if there's one thing I want to draw out for today that I've learned from rivers is that rivers are women.
Hey.
There's no way you can get a man sense if you spend a life on rivers. They're women in their power, in their flow. There's a feminine energy when you're on rivers that if you don't perceive it, you're blind to it. I mean, it's so powerful, and so peaceful at times, and indifferent too sometimes. And so with this second piece, we want to kind of honor again in the idea of this borderlessness, right? Borderless world. That at the core of that there is a feminine source that we need to remember and we need to honor. And we have become out of balance, not just in this country, but globally, in our inability to honor the feminine. And so we want to kind of share this piece to really, in a spiritual way, honor that.
And so we come back to this idea of borderless. And I think if we really bring in the honoring of the feminine, we speak to that borderless love, that sacred nurturer.
That sacred mother.
Sacred caretaker.
Sacred love.
Borderless. Compassionate love. Constant and unconditional. As we, all our relations, rise and fall.
Slip and slide down mountainside and learn how to fall. Fall down in the river wide and learn to be just one among it all. Stand at the water's edge and feel the tide and hear the ocean like a woman call. Look at me, I just rise and fall. Look at me, I just rise and fall.
There's a limit to the sky, that's what somebody told her. And she believed that as she got older. And she can see that and she got colder. And she can see backs how the world would hold her. A heavy weight on her back and her shoulders would impact on the state of her composure. Till somebody showed her the model of a soldier. Not a military one, Sister Rosa, who wouldn't sit in the back seat, no sir. A true spirit of the soul, Makosa. For peace and dignity and all, she was so far away, but a little bit closer. Now history chose her. Supposedly, ain't it supposed to be her who she chose to be? Rosa chose to be Rosa. You see, every little moment can be nipped or be nabbed. Opportunities dismissed or be grabbed. Who takes a chance? Who takes a stab? Makes the first move or pumps the air jab. Unsung heroes, no one keeps a tab. Not even a bit, not even a dab. Kinda like a mom and a dad. Yeah, love is a reason. Love is a reason. Love is a reason. Love.
Love is the reason. Love is the reason. Love is the reason. Slip and slide down a mountainside and learn how to fall. Fall down in the river wide and learn to be just one among it all. Stand at the water's edge and feel the tide and hear the ocean like a woman call. Look at me, I just rise and fall. Look at me, I just rise and fall. May your journey be long. May the river of your journey carry you well. May the rapids that lie ahead be powerful and treacherous. And may your route through those rapids be difficult and rewarding. And may you find the solace of calm water. May you lie some night on the hard ground so that you will not be able to sleep and you might notice the heavens. May the morning reward you. May you greet the morning as if you are newly born. May your days gather behind you like stories and spread out before you like a dream. And at the end of the day, may you know that you have left little trace on this earth, but may your feet ache from all your walking. May you find solace in the wisdom of the setting sun, and in the moment that the sun slips over the horizon, may its mystery be revealed to you. Only as a mystery. May you hear the rhythm of love beat in your heart so that you will sing to the rhythm of love, and then others will sing along with you, right? May your mind be set free, may your body be set into motion, and someday may your grandchildren kneel down at the bank of a North Cascade stream and gather pure, clean water from that stream, and may your grandchildren give thanks to you for that gift. Amen. Look at me, I just rise and fall. Look at me, I just rise and fall. at me, I just rise and fall. Look at me, I just rise and fall.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much.